You're listening to a replay of Zach and Evan on Z Radio Live.
Zach and Evan, and joining us now over the phone is Chris Shoemate. He's the public founder of a brand new cryptocurrency, and he's going to tell us more about it. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing great, guys. How about yourselves?
Not bad. So tell us a little bit more about this new cryptocurrency, Specter.
Okay, so Specter is a project that myself and one other founder have created, and basically the intent behind it is to create a totally anonymous, totally secure, and totally safe cryptocurrency, which I think we all can agree, if you're in the specter of crypto, you know there is nothing quite like that yet. What has inspired this is the security of Bitcoin, which has survived a couple of major attacks and still is considered the number one today. The privacy of Monero, which is untouched by anything else, which is arguable. But the problem is both those cryptocurrencies were designed apart from each other. But what we are doing is putting them back together for something new.
You know what's funny is every time I think about crypto, I think about somebody with this deep ass voice, you know, trying to be like all like techie and scary in a sense, and like that's how I get with you, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is like exactly how crypto is. It's confusing and it's scary and it's infuriating. No, but I'm just kidding. You honestly, this is a great idea. It really is, because a lot of times, and I know this from experience, I used to do stuff with Bitcoin, and like it's not secure. And people hack it all the time. People steal other people's Bitcoin. There's no way of kind of tracking that without unless using like hashes and stuff like that. You know, all technology terms and stuff like that. But there's all different types of things that you can do to, like, you know, to intercept Bitcoin and to illegally steal it, or, you know, and there's no real safe way of grabbing it or, you know, or transferring it. So I mean, I'm glad you guys are making this new coin. Is it a coin or is it more of a wallet?
I think it's going to be a completely new blockchain, because there's really nothing that's going to run it right now. So we're going to have a new protocol, new wallets. It's going to basically be a hybrid of what's out there right now. Because whenever you really look at Monero and Bitcoin, you know, they both have great ideas, but again, as I've said, they're both apart. So they're on two different blockchains is one way to look at it. So in order to make those work together, somehow you're going to have to figure the management of getting them both together, plus scrambling everything, plus making it to where nobody has any clue what currency is even being sent, how much is being sent, what time, or to who. So as you were saying, whenever everything's public and you can intercept those kinds of details, with this, you're going to have no clue what you're even looking at.
Chris, one of the questions I have for you, it came off of what we were kind of talking about before about, you know, Zach actually mentioned it, you know, when people hear cryptocurrency, they hear different types of like online stuff like that. It's kind of daunting. What makes Specter kind of different in that sense, or how would you describe it so that it doesn't seem as daunting to someone who is maybe not so well versed in the cryptocurrency field?
Right. So Specter, and we're trying to make it something that's very easy, not only to use, but to get involved with. It's something that we're aiming for with every market, and that's across the globe. So a couple of examples I like to use is, let's say somebody they need testosterone treatment, or let's say they need to go to another country that's neighboring for a cancer treatment or a surgery perhaps. Anything like that they may want to pay with, but they do not have a way to do it without, you know, withdrawing caution for withdrawing a large sum of money, or they want to remain private within who they are and what they're purchasing. This would give them the perfect kind of outlet to where they don't have to worry about alerting anybody, or they don't have to worry about somebody being suspicious over something that's private and personal to them, but it is completely legal in the exact same sentence. You know, they're going to want to do that without somebody being able to oversee that and spy on them. So this would be something to where people that are using something for sensitive reasons like that, medical reasons, online gambling, whatever it may be included, it's going to be beneficial to them, because it's going to be the security and the anonymity that they want all together in one. So we're really trying to reach out to not necessarily the crypto realm. We're trying to reach the common people to get them encouraged to get into the crypto realm so they can really start to understand the rest of what's out there.
And there's so much coming up here in terms of just more and more people every single day are going online and spending money online in some regard. And you brought up an interesting thing, that is online gambling, and especially the way that sports gambling is going. And as more leagues are approving or kind of partnering with these gambling sites, where do you see this kind of ending up in 5, even 10 years when looking at the sports gambling and cryptocurrency kind of partnership?
I guess whenever you look at it, you would have to ask yourself, this is something that I've asked myself because I do like to gamble a little bit on Bitcoin casinos, which I do live in a state where there's literally 30 casinos within a 30-mile jaught. I do better online than I do in those, so, for what that's worth.
And what are your
I do
what are your
it.
numbers? What are your numbers? That's the real question.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
roulette numbers.
If I knew the combination to it, I would be a lot happier. I've gotten a few lucky strikes on it, but there's still no way to rig those, just like there is no way to rig the ones that are in a casino.
Yeah.
They use the same kind of software, so there's no way to manipulate it, unfortunately. Yeah, whenever we do look at that ahead, one of the biggest things we asked ourselves is, whenever you do enjoy in those indulgences, do you want that to be something that everybody can see? Do you want them to know exactly how much you've won, or how much you've sent to a site, or how much has gone from wallet to wallet? Or do you want that to be something that's only the business of yourself and the gambling site, or the people, or the organization or entity that you're dealing with? So that's where I really think that we're going to have the utility benefit, is because, for example, the IRS right now has a little bit over $600,000 bounty for anybody that can crack the security and encryption for Monero. So whenever we create something like this, it's to combat things like that. And I think that in the gambling aspect, it's going to be perfect, because it not only does that, but it makes it to where everything that you're doing, all your winnings, everything else is completely hidden from anybody on the network that runs a node, a super node, or anybody else that tries to do a brute force attack to get any kind of information anyway, because all the public details and all the public ledgers are going to be encrypted.
So I understand like the whole security aspect behind it. I mean, people want to stay as private as they can, as much as they can. But obviously in this type of world we live in now, where it's like, everything's on the internet and everything is out there. I mean, people are kind of more laxed on how private their lives are, in a sense. And so why is it important to have this secure payment method, not showing anybody else your details? Like, why would somebody want to be really involved in that area?
I think it's really easy to steal somebody's information and details, and even the smallest piece of information that might seem very simple and not important and minuscule to us, to somebody that's a professional, can be absolutely everything. So whenever it comes to backtracking on something, or trying to prove, let's say you're in a country to where you're paying access to a journalism website, instead of going through the dark web, going through, stuff like that, whole nother topic. Let's say you're paying to go through somewhere, but it's illegal. So if you're using something like Bitcoin, but all you're trying to do is have journalistic freedom, that's going to track right back to you from your wallet, the day and time that you sent it, whatever the case may be. So if you have something like this, it gives people, access to possible situations to where they have simple rights that they're looking for, that does take, some kind of financial backing or some kind of financial way to access an outlet so they can have that freedom. This would give them the protection to do that underneath a cloak, so to speak. And one of the things I do want to touch on, and it may be a question that you guys are thinking of anyway, something I've been asked quite a bit is, do you think that this coin is going to be manipulated for bad things? And I think the answer to that, I do not hope for it to be that way. This is merely something that what we're trying to do is to keep away from government oversight. I think we can agree, being in the U.S., government oversight is absolutely insane. In a lot of countries, they feel the same exact way. So this is pulling away from anything that's centralized, or that one person or one group or a handful of companies or shareholders can look and see exactly what's going on. It's nobody's business. It's a completely decentralized tool. So that's kind of the angle that we're trying to move forward with at the most, because I think we're only going to have more issues, more oversight, more overreach, more bounties on different kinds of cryptocurrencies. So even though it's possible that it's going to get manipulated, I don't think it's going to be any more manipulated than what the United States dollar is right now, what the yen is, what the euro is. I think that all the currencies that have been out there have funded different kinds of things that we wouldn't look at as being good. And I don't think it's fair to look at any crypto, not just Specter, but any project or any crypto that's currently on the market now, as being a tool to enable that. Because I don't think that most people, whenever they create something like this, have malice intent in mind. It's all with good heart.
Yeah. And there's always going to be bad people out there, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Again, we're talking with Chris Shoemate of SpecterCoin.com. So kind of give us a synopsis right now of where Specter is at, and kind of what's in the upcoming future for Specter.
So where we're at right now is I am currently the public relations founder. Like I said, there's two of us, And we're going to kind of demonstrate a live example of Specter. You'll never know who they are, where they're at, and they're churning away doing work whenever I'm doing things on the public aspect of things. But what we're doing right now is trying to raise awareness. We're setting up a basic ICO version. Basically, what we're doing is we are taking donations from the community, globally, locally, whoever wants to get involved in the idea behind this in exchange for pre-minted coins. After we reach the price tag of what we're looking at, which is 28,000 United States dollars, we're going to hire a group of designers from SHHH.com, and basically they work for some of the big names that I see in the casinos from the local areas, some of the game designers. So it's somebody we've talked to, and they say they are able to do this very happily, very successfully within a 3-month time frame. So once we have the funding, we will have the ability to have the official white papers released. We'll have the ability to get the wallet downloaded and sent out, all the nodes tested, get those software sent out so people will be able to download that and set up the decentralized network so they can start to get part of that. And we'll be able to release weekly updates on the news itself. So
That's
currently
awesome.
we are waiting for that point, but we're on the way to it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I think it's gonna be an awesome idea. I think it's something that people, definitely need when they're dealing with cryptocurrency. And to see another coin come out in the market is actually pretty cool to see, and to see the development of it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really special. Well, where did the name Specter come from? Where did you guys get that name from?
So that was kind of more my idea, I think, and it was more just kind of whenever you hear something, you really want it to give you a vision. So when you hear Bitcoin, you think, I think of Mario old school when you're talking like pixelated games when you hear bit. So it kind of gives you that digital vision. So whenever we wanted something, we wanted it to be more mysterious, more questioning. So Spectre was fitting for us because when you think of a specter, you think of something that you can't see but you know is there. So either whether you fear it, whether you appreciate it, whether you love it or look forward to it, when you hear Specter, I think everybody kind of thinks of a ghost or a ghoul or something that they're not familiar with.
Definitely good with your logo, 100%.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are not familiar with the whole cryptocurrency thing, but I think very soon, as we talked about before, 5-10 years, it's going to be a mainstream thing for sure. If not already, it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's actually been publicly released yet or not, but there's been a lot of speculation in the crypto community that PayPal is going to include Bitcoin for purchase by the end of this year. So if something like that happens, it's going to be an astronomical increase in the crypto market because so many more people will be aware of it. Once you start down the rabbit hole, as you guys both know, there's no stopping. So there's going to be a whole lot more.
Yeah,
people
and that would be
jump on
nice.
board.
That would be nice for my wallet because I already have some investment in Bitcoin myself. I think I'm like 0.2,
Yes, exactly.
0.12 in Bitcoin or something like that, and like I've already crashed on it. So like, let's try to get that back up here. Come on, get me some money.
I think it's going to exactly.
100%. Where do you see Specter kind of landing on the Coinbase website in terms of like value once this thing's released? Are you guys speculating that right now, or looking into that?
Not necessarily right now because I think for what we're doing, it's hard to do. We don't have a company that's behind it. Basically, it's two enthusiasts that had the idea that kind of just sit there together and picked apart kind of what different security flaws and privacy flaws and different issues that we've seen with how the news is reported on these cryptocurrencies from the past and the present. So whenever we came up with the idea of it, it's running purely off of the utility of the anonymity and the security. So it's really hard for us, I think, to judge. I would like to hope that once it matures, it's close to and replacing Monero. But of course, I can't speculate on that because I have zero financial training whatsoever to be able to tell me where it's going to go at. But I think with the ability for it to be the go-to, which we're hoping to because of the combination of everything together, we can replace some of the mainstream coins that are out there. It'll easily be something that's one of the top talked about, and that's what we're hoping to do, not for ourselves, but just for the fact that that's what we need is a new coin to go off of, a new blockchain that they haven't studied yet. So when they haven't studied it, we can't be as prone to attacks, I don't believe, as something that's out there that maybe has had years and years to go off of.
If you can replace the Kanye coin, that'd be awesome. Just get that out of the way. I don't think anybody needs that coin. That would be great.
Yeah. There's a bunch we're hoping to get rid of, and that's because a lot of them are more built for, a joke or just one specific purpose. But I think really what we're missing, where Bitcoin really took off as an investment currency, is we need something that's day-to-day. We need something that's more common, like Stellar is one that I personally really like the mission of. So we wanted to do something kind of based off of that as well. So we looked at a decent cap, which is 120 million that'll be in circulation after everything's said and done, which is comparable to Bitcoin. We wanted to get something that was going to be more priced to where people can buy multiple coins and be able to have that value maintained at a lower region just for the utility, so more people can use it to maintain more of a steady value than having the extreme influxes like you'll see with Bitcoin.
Well, the website is spectercoin.com. Chris Shoemate, the public founder. We appreciate you hopping on here on Zach and Evan. Any parting words for people who are maybe on the fence about the cryptocurrency phenomenon?
I hope they just hop on board, just learn and research how blockchain technology works. And once you understand, it's not really near as scary as what it sounds like, or near as technical. Once you do get a few videos or a few articles under your belt, it's definitely something to take a look into, because it's just like what I like to say, it's the internet. When it first started off, it was dial-up. Everybody said it wasn't going to be used, but look at where we're at now. Nothing runs without it. Crypto is going to be the very next thing to hit that mark, and I firmly believe that.
So one thing I need to do is I need to get a deep voice, and I need to get a phone that has some crypto on it, and I need to start mining. That's exactly what I need to do now.
That's exactly what you need to do.
Cool.
It's natural for all of us.
Awesome. Sounds good. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. The website, again, is spectercoin.com. Go there, check out all the information on the brand new coin. Bill Abernathy coming up next. He's going to sing us some country tunes on the web's hit music station, Z Radio Live. This is Zach and Evan.
Miss the show? Catch Zach and Evan every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Z Radio Live.